Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to round 5 of the RRLeagues.com WTCR Championship. Sorry we are coming in for the stream a little bit late. We had some technical difficulties, but we are right on time for the upcoming qualifying session, which is starting in about 2 minutes. But let's first quickly go over the basics of this championship. Round 5, the race of China. We are traveling to the Ningbo circuit, more on that later. We have a reverse top 10 grid in the second race, so we will have a 60-kilometer sprint race first, and then a feature race of 120 kilometers with a reverse top 10 grid. Tire wear is set to 2x, so tire wear is an issue, and drivers will have to be careful to take care of those tires, especially in the longer race. 3 more races after this one. We stay in Asia for Japan, Macau and Malaysia, and it's a bi-weekly championship, so in 2 weeks time we will go to Japan for the race there. Last race was held at the Nürburgring Nordschleife, and it was Tom Korhonen and Mike Stoffmehl taking the win there. Mike Stoffmehl together with his teammate Christopher Strepen in race 2, very dominant. And Tom Korhonen, as you can see, only 1/10 of a second in front of Ralph Arella at the end of the race. Clive Britton, one of our AM Cup drivers, caught his first podium of his RRL career, so that will mean he will no longer be eligible for the AM Cup in the next season. The second round was won by Nigel Wood in the AM Cup, followed by Rick Binnersley and Clive Britton. And looking at the standings at the halfway point of this championship, we have Janko Glavac still on top with a bit poorer results in the last race at the Nordschleife, and Mike Stoffmehl reeling him in after joining in round 2. He has now a deficit of under 20 points, 17 points to be exact, so we'll have to see if they can battle it out on the track today at the Ningbo Speedway. Magnus Smedegaard is in 3rd position, and as you can see, the top 7 all more than 400 points, so it's still very, very close in that top 10 actually. Clive Britton in the AM Cup, which we will see a bit later, is the first one overall, and he's in 6th overall, so that's a very good result for him. Looking at the team's championships, the Belgian, the Hollander, Mike Stoffmehl and Christopher Strepen are right on top of that championship now after some good results in the last 3 races. Tom Korhonen and Magnus Smedegaard are comfortably in 2nd with Top Friction Racing, Greg Metcalf and Robert Horvath in 3rd position. Then, as I said, the AM Cup, Clive Britton quite dominantly leading there with 427 points, followed by Nigel Wood and Rick Binnersley very close to each other. So that is a battle to watch, as Clive Britton will not be racing today, so Nigel and Rick will have their work cut out for them to get some good results in at the Chinese race. Janko Glavac and Mike Stoffmehl here are at the top of the Ironman Championship, but our race winners are not eligible for that championship, so at the moment it's Magnus Smedegaard who would take the Ironman Cup. The Ningbo circuit is not very known, but it's a very small, very tricky track, 4 kilometers long and 21 turns. Remember this layout, and we will see the drivers who are now starting their fast laps going all out through these corners, and it's a real tire eater, so tire wear will come into play in the longer race. Then finally a bit of promo for our our other championships, which is our RRL GT3 Masters number 2, which is being run on Sunday evenings with races ranging between 75 and 100 minutes, also within AM Cup, Ironman, etc. So if you feel like some GT3 racing, then get in there and fill up those reserve spots, because the full grid is actually sold out, but there's always people that can't make it, and then you will be able to jump in. Another one of our championships is the NLS, the Nürburgring Langstreckenserie, which has started in February with the first round. It's a 10-round monthly series with multi-class racing, 3 classes on the Nürburgring every month. So if you fancy that, get in there and get racing with us. But onto the action now, because we are already in the qualifying session, and first laps are still to come in. We are following Pavel Mukonin at the moment in his Seat Leon Cupra. He is being followed by Mike Stoffmail and Greg Metcalf, yes indeed. So normally we would have a Superpole qualifying format, but we have opted out of that just because there is a bug in the Superpole where cars are getting their laps invalidated for no obvious reason, and we didn't want to take that chance again here at Ningbo. So a 12-minute session where everybody can fight for all their worth, and we'll have to see how this plays out. Pavel Mukonin, he will be the first one to set a lap. Let's see what that is. Across the line he goes, and it's a 1:47.3. Mike Stoffmail 1:47.1. So all the times now coming in. Mukonin with a very good lap, actually 2 tenths behind Stoffmail is not too bad, of course. Let's have a quick look. Verstrepen puts himself in second position, so the 2 teammates, Stoffmail and Verstrepen, 1-2 at the moment. And we have 28 drivers competing here on the server right now, so many times still need to come in. Let's see what Verstrepen does. Purple first sector. So on board with Christoph. Get to know this Ningbo track just a little bit better here. A lot of curbs that can be used. Of course, that is a risk for your tires if you get that ever so slightly wrong. A lot of curb hopping there to get through that chicane, and hard braking into the left-hand hairpin. So it's a very tight little track with difficult technical sections, double apexes, fast chicanes, etc. So very, very tricky indeed. You need to think 2, 3, 4 corners ahead as Pavel Mukonin goes fastest with 1:47.1, faster than Stoffmail, but Verstrepen now puts in a blistering lap time of 1:46.4 to get himself in the front of the field. Michal Suski here. Everybody finishing their first runs, going out now for their second runs, and well, I don't have to remind you, but when the timer hits 0 here in race room, that means that the session will be over. So everybody needs to get their laps in. That means that with 4 minutes to go, people need to at least start on their way out of the pits to make it another fast lap. So let's see if Suski can improve from 21st. No, he stays in 21st at the moment, but Mike Stoffmail is on a flyer. Fastest first sector, fastest second sector, but those margins are very, very small. Can he put a good third sector together and join his teammate on the front row, maybe even in front of him? We'll have to see. Through the final turn, and a dash to the finish line. What will it be? Second position, almost 2/10 behind his teammate, and Mike Stoffmehl into the pits and immediately back out, as I said, to have a chance of another faster lap. Wesley Brook currently in 20th position. He is setting green lap time, so improving on his own time. Greg Metcalf currently in 4th. Tom Korhonen, race winner at the Nürburgring, in 5th. And we have Doris Smedegaard, Miguel Abreu, Fillingham, Rakuya. So a nice top 10 there. Wesley Brook across the line, and he stays in 20th position. Michal Suski then also improving on his own times, but it's very difficult to see the top two within 2 seconds, 2/10, and then Greg Metcalf already 1 second behind the pole time. So it's a track, I think, that requires a lot of practice to get good at. Dorre also improving on his own time, but Suski across the line from 22nd, and he will stay, he will even move to 23rd, so demoted by another driver. Nigel Wood then, he's in 2nd spot in the M Cup. We need to watch him. Yeah, needs to try and score some big points in that class, and a good qualifying session to put himself within the top pro drivers is always a good start. He's in 15th at the moment. No purple lap times being set at the moment. Where's Janko Glavac? Nigel Wood up into 9th, so very good run for him. He goes off the track, and that's the end of the session for him. Sven Hecke, he is quicker. As I said, nobody setting fastest lap times at the moment, but all the laps will be started right around this moment. And I wanted to check where Janko Glavac was. Glavac at the moment, no time set yet. He is out on track though. He's our championship leader, so he wants to try and get in that top 10 at least. Did improve in sector 1 and 2 on his own time. What will it be? 5th position for Glavac, so that's where we would expect him if he wants to take the fight to Verstappen and Stoffmehl, especially Stoffmehl in the Drivers' Championship, really threatening him in those last few races. Nuno Miguel Abreu, yeah, took a lot of pole positions in the GT3 class, but at the moment he's only in 9th here. Pavel Mukonin doing very well here in this qualifying session. He's in 3rd at the moment, but setting a purple first sector, so what more can you ask? No drivers setting purple sector times at the moment. Miguel Abreu though going into 4th position, so he moves up a bit as well. Let's go on board with Mukonin. Oh, as someone goes off right in front of him. I think that was Sven Hecke, if I'm not mistaken. Anybody improving? 30 seconds to go. Can Mukonin finish off his lap? That will be the question. Timing sheets already coming up, but this is the final section of the track. And to the line. Let's see if he can make it across the line. Can he improve? He's in 3rd at the moment. He moves up to P1. P1 for Pavel Mukonin. That was, I must say, a bit unexpected. Very good job by Pavel Mukonin with a 146.1. And Verstappen and Stoffmehl, the teammates, in P2 and P3, and they have their work cut out for them. That is for sure. take a short break and I'll be right there with you for the start of this first 60-kilometer race. So everybody getting ready on the grid. We see the two Cupras of Stoffmeel and Verstrepen, and there will be another black Cupra at the front there on the right hand side. Pavel Mukonin, let's hope he joins in. Yeah, on the left hand side, sorry. The lights are on. And off we go. It's a decent start for Mukonin. I think he's still in front. Yeah, Stoffmeel on the inside line against his teammate Verstrepen. Will he leave room? No. Yeah, it's Stoffmeel moving up, and Glavac also in P5 at the moment. Everybody keeps it clean through the first sector. Oh, there's Tom Korhonen, I think. Yeah, Tom Korhonen is off. Clipped the curb there in that opening chicane with another driver off the track. Bit of argy-bargy here at the back. Everybody needs to settle in, but the whole field's still very, very close. Here you see them all coming through the end of the first sector and all missing that apex on the hairpin. Here's the mid to long straight, and they almost all fit all on the screen, so that's very nice to see. Nuno Miguel Abreu made it up into P4 from the start, and he's going all out to catch the guys in front. Got very, very close there to Verstrepen. Let's right with Christopher Verstrepen. He's behind his teammate Stoffmeel and Pavel Mukonin, rounding off his first lap here at the Ningbo Speedpark, and scored as the race leader for lap 1. So good job for Mukonin. He needs to just hang on to this for the next 25 minutes. Hard braking there on the outside over the curbs. The real assault on your tires, that's for sure, so I'm pretty certain we will see some drama come the end of the race. Nigel Wood, meanwhile, is driving the same car as Pavel Mukonin, so I'm guessing he's his teammate. I'm not exactly sure, but he's still in P9, so doing a good job, and I think, yeah, he is in first position, as João Oliveira crashing his Audi into the barriers, unfortunately, and seems to not be going anywhere, unfortunately. Lenny de Jong has already retired from the race. I saw him at the back of the grid, so he had some kind of issue as well. Big battles going on all the way up and down the field. We stay with this battle between Janko Glavac and Nuno Miguel Abreu. Glavac wants to stay in touch with the two yellow Cupras. Has to hope Mukonin can keep them behind. But Mukonin setting the current fastest lap of the race. Of course, the opening lap, but still very nice job as we round up lap 2. Across the line, and the gaps have opened up just a little bit. Of our top 5. Covered by a couple of seconds. from the rear view wing mirror of Mukkonen. Looks more like Verstrepen is about to challenge Stoffmail. And Stoffmail challenging Mukkonen for the lead. But our top 5 now getting quite a bit of a gap. See here Craig Metcalf, P6. He has left a gap in front. He has David Dorga right in behind him. Magnus Smedegaard as well. And Sergio Rakuya. So from P6 down, it's still everybody's game to win. And Simon Fillingham side by side here with Albertini. Hard braking. Albertini turns in across the nose. As very sorry, we need to switch to the race lead. Mike Stoffmail is on the inside through the chicane, but Pavel Mukkonen beautifully defended by him. Just positioning the car perfectly to get ahead. Coming out of that turn. And that top 3 just slightly running away with it, as Glavac might have a chance to get past Abreu right behind. Let's stay with this. We have a small kink and then a hard braking zone for turn 1. Very good drive so far for Mukkonen. Not flustered by the 2 yellow Cupras behind. Nigel Wood has lost the position. He's now in P10, but still in the lead of the AM Cup. So that's what he wants. Rick Binnersley is down in 22nd, so he will score a bit less points. But they both want to score as many points as they can, as Clive Britton, the AM Cup race or championship leader, is not competing today. Have a quick look here a bit further down the field. Raymond Papai in 14th position. He's battling it out with Colin Barker just in front. Andre Mol as well, and he has Albertini and Fillingham right behind us. Fillingham is trying to find a way past as quickly as he can in the Audi, but at the moment it's not working out for him. Or maybe if Albertini leaves the door open. No, he doesn't. So we have 2 retirements so far, Michal Suski and Lenny de Jong, unfortunately out of this race already. And Antonio Alimiento following Thiago Matos, and I think Alimiento was he was well into the top 10 in the opening rounds, so he might have something to fight for still. As we again have a look at the race lead, Mike Stoffmail now going for the outside line, almost touching there with Mukkonen, but Mukkonen keeps it very, very tidy. This is a very unique track. Only Race Room has this track. I think it's not very popular, but it does provide some good racing, as Stoffmail now almost gets side by side with Mukkonen, but just couldn't get that speed out of the turn. Of course, these cars very evenly matched, and especially here, the 3 Cupras running exactly the same. Janko Glavac has a bit of a gap between him and Abreu, as Stoffmail tries to go around the outside. Or was that a mistake? I think that might have been a mistake. Oh, I think Verstrepen just got out of the throttle there to not get in the way of his teammate. But this gives Mukkonen just a little bit of breathing space there. So a quick rundown of the field. We have Mukkonen, Stoffmail and Verstrepen battling it out for the podium spots. Then we have Janko Glavac just 1.6 seconds behind. Then we have Nuno Miguel Abreu, Greg Metcalf, only 2 seconds behind, so that gap hasn't grown significantly. David Dore and Magnus Smedegaard are still behind. Then we have Sergio Racoya, followed by Nigel Wood. So Nigel not giving up on that P9 that he just lost to Sergio. Sven Hecke is in 11th. Then we have Andre Mol. Oh, as Nigel might be going for a move here. No, doesn't seem like it. We have Colin Barker in 13th, Raymond Papai in 14th, Albertini in 15th, and Fillingham still behind him as Tom Korhonen, a race winner from the Nordschleife, joining that party as well. So that's a bit of a battle pack. Helio Fernandez is a bit further back. He's being hounded by David Kocurek, Thiago Matos, and Antonio Armiento, followed by Rick Binnersley. And then we have Wesley Brook in 23rd at the moment, and Simeon Naku in 24th. That's our current running order. 24 drivers still on the racetrack, battling it out for position. Nigel Wood really looking a bit faster than Sergio Racoya. Fastest lap also proves that. But the fastest man overall on the track is currently Mike Stoffmail, but only just 1/10 quicker in his best lap than the two guys he is racing with, Pavel Mukonin and Christopher Strepe. As we finish another lap and we have 14 minutes left to go. Also, Rick Binnersley, just want to say he's battling it out with Antonio Armiento and he gets past. So, very nicely done for him, moving up into P22. So if you like this stream, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you want to be notified of any future videos or streams. We are doing the live streams with commentary for this season here, WTCR, and our other series are streamed when possible, but without commentary mostly. So if you like it, just subscribe, and you can tune in mostly on Wednesdays and Sundays here at RRLeagues.com. Tom Korhonen got past Fillingham, and now he gets past Albertini. So Korhonen does what Fillingham couldn't. He gets past two cars in the space of one lap, and Fillingham dropped back a bit, so there might have been the slightest of touches there, as the gap between Stoffmail and Verstrepen at the front is now growing. And Pavel Mukonin still has half a second over Stoffmail. So this is far from over. We haven't seen a lot of Mukonin here at RRLeagues.com yet, at least not for myself doing commentary. But we hear he's quite a fast guy in four-wheel drives, front-wheel drives, sorry. This battle will probably go to the wire, and just another dimension for Nigel Wood there. He's in P10. That would mean he would be on pole position for race 2. Still 11 minutes, 12 minutes to go, so nothing is certain, but you need to try and hold on to that, because that will put him in a good position come the start of race 2. Raymond Papai now right behind Colin Barker. That's a whole nice pack with Hecke, Mol, Barker, Papai, Korhonen. Can Korhonen slice through that pack as quickly as he did slice through Albertini and Fillingham? We'll have to see. Maybe the slightest of touches there between Papai and Barker. Oh, as as we have Kochurek facing the wrong way, Fernandez as well. They get going again in 21st and 22nd, but unfortunately a small touch there. Korhonen now looks for the inside line. Papai needs to leave the door open, and Korhonen goes through for P14, but Papai not giving up. Oh, side by side, door handle to door handle. Papai retakes the position. A bit of a bump and run there then by Korhonen, and he takes the position eventually. Going across the line, it's P14 then for Korhonen, now hunting Colin Barker and Andre Mol in front. Sven Hecke here is at the front of this group. He's 7 seconds behind Nigel Wood in P10, so that P10 position looks to be quite safe. We'll have to see what tire wear brings in these in the last 5 minutes. Will there be any punctures? As we saw a bit of drama in the opening races, as we are running full damage here at RRLeagues.com. That does mean there is some risk of getting damage, getting flat tires, etc. So we need to be careful, and looking at how these guys are attacking those curbs, it's very, very possible that we will see some problems there for some drivers. Sven Hecke, the front of this group, doing very well in the Hyundai i30 TCR. This is a nice gaggle of cars. I bet Simon Fillingham there in the back in the Audi wants to join in as quickly as he can. Nigel Wood, we just missed that, but Nigel Wood got past Rakuya, and now he needs to give that position back. Late lunge there by Rakuya, but he did make the apex. So good move, and good for Nigel Wood that he saw that risk and didn't just go for that apex, causing it probably a collision and position loss for both. Oh, again a move, but left-hander to get onto main straight. Now, does Nigel Wood have an advantage? He is on the inside. They are side by side. Oh, small touch. Small kink. Hopping over the curbs, still on the inside line here for the next one. And that's move done for Nigel Wood. Now he just needs to get the braking zone right for turn 6. Don't leave the door too open, I would say, but he gets it stopped. So that's P9 again for Nigel Wood. And looking at that, we have missed the lead change here in this race. Stoffmail eventually got past Mukonin, and I think that was due to a mistake, because Mukonin was quite a bit in front. Sorry, we missed that, but our AmCup leader was showing some great stuff as well. So can Verstrepen follow through, or can Mukonin somehow get that P1 back? Has Stoffmail not given all of his pace yet? We still have something in the bag to just open up that gap now and take the race win. He is already 1 second in front now, so it is possible. Let's have a look at those last laps of those three. 47.5, 47.8 and 48.6 for Mukonin, so he did lose quite a bit of time on that lap. And Janko Gravac in P4 doing everything he can at the moment and scoring some good points probably, so nothing to be worried about. Nigel Wood then still in front of Rakuya, and Tom Korhonen already made it up into P12, and he's now trying to get past Sven Hecke, and he does. So P11 for Tom Korhonen. Well, he went through that gaggle of cars pretty quickly. So Tom Korhonen, one to watch for race 2 maybe. There's a 10-second gap now to Rakoya for P10, so that will probably be a big ask to get into that top 10 and take advantage of the reverse grid. But behind André Mol and Sven Hekke, almost side by side, and Verstrepen and Mukkonen battling it out. Verstrepen was momentarily in front, but back behind. So the action seems to be here. Let's stay with this battle as we have 5 minutes left to go in this race. As you can see from the timing screens, very close racing all the way down the field. Martin Hughes at the moment 1 lap down, unfortunately. You will find some onboard streams as well from these drivers if you look for RRLeagues.com in YouTube. So if you want to get some onboards, as Mukkonen almost gets around the outside there of Stoffmail. He's not giving up. He needs to be careful to not leave the door open for Verstrepen behind. That's the balancing act that he has to do. Cutting across there in the braking zone. Nothing illegal, but a bit dangerous. As Wesley Brook and Kochurek swapping spaces. That's right, with Christopher Strepe. Hairpin, very awkward line, very difficult. That all out through that chicane. And the tires really starting to hurt now, that's for sure. 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go. Really jumping across those curves. Gap between Rakoya and Korhonen down to 3 seconds now. Is Rakoya? Oh, he's in the pits. Yeah, that's what I thought. He's in the pits. He will lose that 10th position, and Tom Korhonen, he will be on pole position for race 2 if everything stays as it is. So very nice for him. Oh, and a bit of a white line there for Stoffmail, it seemed, but everybody followed him through. Mukkonen showing his nose. That will not fluster Stoffmail. So Rakoya, our first victim. He gets back out in P23. Can these top 3 guys keep their tires alive? There will be one more lap after this one. We get onto the final lap of this first round at Ningbo Speedpark. Can Mukkonen somehow regain his P1 position from Mike Stoffmail? It's now or never. Mukkonen now as close as ever, setting Stoffmail up, and he is in front, but needs to get... Yeah, does have the ideal line. He gets past Mike Stoffmail on the final lap of this race. Now he needs to defend with everything he's got. Take the defensive line, get your braking point absolutely right, because Stoffmail will try going around the outside, up the inside, everywhere he can go. Here he is, almost bum drafting Mukkonen for the race lead. This is a very thrilling race for these three drivers, that's for sure, and Verstappen is in the hot seat to take it all away from them if something goes wrong, so they need to keep it civilized through that chicane. Now hard braking once again for that hairpin. Mukkonen gets it turned in, a bit of a touch there from Stoffmail. Another chicane and hard braking now for the right-hander, and onto the apex, perfectly executed by Mukkonen. Will be very fun to watch these three in race 2, starting from P8, 9 and 10. But across the last turn and across the line, Pavel Mukkonen takes the win here at Ningbo Speedpark for the first race of the race of China. Stoffmail finishes in second, Christopher Strepe finishes in third, Janko Glavac will finish in fourth, or will he? He has a flat tire, I think. No, Glavac will finish in fifth position. Nuno Miguel Abreu has passed him in front of the line. I think we'll have to get confirmation on that in the final standings. Greg Metcalf finishes in 6th, David Torre 7th, Smedegaard 8th, Nigel Wood 9th, and Tom Korhonen in 10th position. He will be starting from pole position in race 2 that will start just after everybody has finished this race. Sven Hegge in 11th, Raymond Papai 12th, Andre Mol, Fillingham, Binnersley, Albertini, that whole gaggle of cars getting across the line now. Thiago Matos, Colin Parker, Antonio Armiento, Wesley Brook, Simeon Naku and Sergio Racoya on his fresh tires. Will he get past Simeon? Yes he does. Yes he does. Yeah, just taking another spot for P21, Sergio Racoya. Simeon Naku will finish in 22nd. Elio Fernandez across the line in 23rd, and David Koczurek following him in P24. 25th position is for Martin Hughes, but he is a lap down, so he's already on his cooldown lap. So here's the final confirmation. Glavac indeed losing a position there on the start-finish straight, probably because of a flat tire, but most importantly Pavel Mukkonen taking the win in front of Mike Stoffmail and Christopher Strepe. Stoffmail the fastest driver on the track during this race. And we will do that all over again in just under a minute. I will be right back with you. Seconds to go, everybody is on the grid. Here we go for race 2, 53 minutes on the clock. Tom Korhonen is on the left in the blue Volvo. The lights come on and off we go. It's a good start for Tom Korhonen. He has Nigel Wood on the right hand side. And that P2 spot is very, very nice, because you have the inside line for the first 2 turns. Will Nigel Wood take P1 from Tom Korhonen? Yes he does. Nigel Wood, our AM Cup race winner of race 1, currently in P1 overall in the Seat Leon Cupra. And it's once again the black Cupra getting in front of the field. Verstrepen and Stoffmail already made it up into P6 and P7. And everybody seems to have gotten through these first few corners unscathed, so the gaps still very, very small. Sven Hecke going a bit wide there in the background. Stoffmail already up into P5 now. He's not losing any time. And Pavel Mukonin, he is trying to follow through. But everything now just settling down a little bit, it seems. Oh, as there's, I think it's Fillingham. Yeah, oh, Fillingham rolling the car. Caught a bit too much of the curve there in that chicane, and he's being spun back on the track. Fortunately for him, he gets going. He's in last spot, but he can keep going. So we'll have to see if he can make it to the end of the race without any big dramas. Back to the lead as we finish lap 1, and Nigel Wood will be scored as a race leader here. P1 is for Wood, P2 Korhonen, P3 David Dorde. So it's Cupra, Link & Co Volvo and an Audi. And now we have Magnus Smedegaard as well for TSR Sweden. So Korhonen and Smedegaard, they are in third spot in the team's championship, if I'm not mistaken. At the moment, getting some good points. And Mukonin, we didn't see that in the background, but Mukonin has got past Christopher Strepe in the background. He's now trying to hunt down Mike Stoffmail and Greg Metcalf, but Stoffmail now getting in front of Magnus Smedegaard. Yes, he does. Yeah, Stoffmail up into P4. Getting past Magnus Smedegaard. Janko Glavac, unfortunately for him, dropped back to P17, so started from 5th position but got caught up in some small incidents, it seems. P17 for him. And that will be a very tough race to get all that time back. However, the pace at the front will probably be not be as quick as the first race, it seems. So there are possibilities there to keep the gaps very, very close. Looking back from our race leader, we see Korhonen, Dorde, Stoffmail and Smedegaard. So our top 15 covered by 10 seconds. Not too bad, I would say, but we still have 50 minutes to go. Action everywhere on the track at the moment. Rakuya, Andre Mol, Sven Hecke, 3 wide all the way through the turns. Everybody now warmed up for this feature race, getting more points as well for the results in this race. So always important to get a good race 2 in for the standings. Glavac already made it up into P14, so he is moving up. Those chicanes really deadly. Oh, Glavac going for a very late move, but he gets the move done on Colin Parker. Yes, he does. Needs a bit of cooperation there from Colin, but he did get it. Let's have a quick look. Stoffmail not all over the back of Dore yet, just biding his time. Of course, it's a long race, so no need in rushing things. still. Nigel Wood with a 47.9. He is the fastest man on the track at the moment. No, sorry, that's Pavel Mukonin, a 47.4. So he's right there, and Christopher Strepen is right there behind him. So far from over. Stoffel now does get side by side with David Dorre and gets in front of him, just getting that perfect line on the inside, and that's all you need, putting your opponent on the weaker outside line. And Korhonen, as close as he ever been to the race lead, to Nigel Wood, who's really keeping his pace up very, very well. Through that chicane, hard braking. Oh, Korhonen, will he dare to brake late? Wood goes a bit wide, it seems. Yes, he does. Will he lose 2 positions? I think he will. Yeah, Wood now losing 2 positions, and this is the moment where he needs to stay focused and just focus on his own driving, because else he will probably make a mistake in the next couple of turns and lose heaps of positions. Very easily done. Oh, as he goes a bit wide there. Well, doesn't crash, but loses 2 more positions, down to P5. But a good experience there for Nigel Wood at the top of the field, that's for sure. Now back to the front as Mukonin and Verstrepen. Almost didn't see there were 2 cars there. They are absolutely side by side. Verstrepen gets past Mukonin, Mukonin gets past Verstrepen, and now Verstrepen gets it back. And Stoffel trying to get in the lead as quickly as he can now. He's saying he doesn't need to rush things, but he wants to get out in front as quickly as he can. David Dorre behind, and Smedegaard as well. And Janko Glavac already up into P9 now, but now he has an 8-second gap in front of him. Oh, as very wide goes Sven Hecke. Get the braking. Yeah, he got the braking right. No big drama there, but 8-second gap to Pavel Mukonin for Janko Glavac. That will be a big task for him. But anyway, P9, not too bad. Here's our race lead once again. Oh, Korhonen leaves the door open, turns it in. Can he get onto power? Yes, he can. So gets the undercut. Keeps the race lead. We have Fernandez, Mollin, Rakuya, unfortunately finishing off, or not retiring from this race. Sorry, retiring from this race. No, Helio Fernandez was in the pit, so he's still going. He's still going. Pavel Mukonin. Now he Strepe got past Greg Metcalf. Mukonin is still behind. Can these 2 get closer to the race lead? We'll have to see. Firstly, Mukonin has to dispatch of Greg Metcalf, and that's no easy task. So we'll have to see where he ends up and when he can maybe make the pass. Further down the field, like here, it's also a big battle, that's for sure. As Glavac got passed by Nuno Miguel Abreu, he's now down into 10th position once again. But that's no biggie. Here's our top 3, top 4 should I say. As close as ever. This Ningbo track providing a lot of good racing as Stoffmehl just tags the back of Korhonen, almost spins it, and he's now down into 4th position. Has to do it all over again. Just a small tap there on the inside. I don't feel that was anyone's fault. Just a bit of bad luck. And Korhonen with the healthiest lead anyone has had today. A 1 second gap for the race lead. That's how close it is here around the Ningbo circuit. And I must say, providing some very nice racing with these cars. I think all the drivers will be happy with this choice by the admins. Stoffmehl getting past Smedegaard already, so taking no time at all to get back to hunting down Tom Korhonen for the race lead. Nigel Wood, he's now down into P6. He got passed by Christopher Strepe and Greg Metcalf, has had to let Pavel Mukonin in front. So it's our top 8 here that we see. Greg Metcalf, the last one of those, our top 8, covered by 5 seconds. Oh, and Stoffmehl really slicing through the field, already got past Smedegaard and Dore as well. So P2 now again for Stoffmehl. Fillingham, he's seems like he's a lap down, or is it Simeon who we saw in front there, just crossing the finish line? So we are about to get onto lapped traffic. So we'll quickly, if we can see the track map here for this track. No, we can't. So we'll have to wait and see. Nigel Wood, meanwhile, he's in P6, but not giving up. Trying to get past David Dore once again. Glavac getting past Abreu. Yes, he does, so he gets back past for P9. Now it's a 12-second gap to Greg Metcalf in front. We'll have to see how that plays out. Here's the view from Tom Korhonen's rear spoiler. That's our top 8 right there in the shot. As I said, covered by 5.5 seconds right now. The line for another lap. Let's have a look who's fastest at the moment. Like Stoffmehl is the fastest man of that top 8, as almost everybody's getting invalidated lap times. And Korhonen and Stoffmehl really getting the groove on, because they are leaving Magnus Smedegaard and the rest of the field behind. Gap now 2.5 seconds almost. 3.5 seconds now. Not sure what is happening with Smedegaard, why he's so slow suddenly, but the rest is not quicker, it seems. So Mukonin, he got past Verstrepe. He's now in 4th, Verstrepe down in 7th. So there has been some drama there. That's for sure. mark now, up to 4 seconds already. Side by side for Korhonen and Stoffmail through the chicane. Does Stoffmail have the inside line? Yes, he does. The outside line for the next hairpin. So he needs to stay behind for now. And again, onto main straight. Side by side, Stoffmail on the inside line. I think that's it. Stoffmail takes the race lead here at Ningbo. Very nice move, positioning his car on the inside line. That's where you want to be for turns 1 and 2 here at the Ningbo circuit. So important note here, we will see a pit stop in this race. Not mandatory, but tires won't last that long, so we will see a pit stop, and that's always something that spices things up. Some people tend to lose time in the pit stops, and you want to get as much out of them as possible, especially when it's this close. About bad pit stop for anyone in the top 8 could mean position loss of 4 or 5 positions, so you really want to get that pit stop spot on and at the right moment. In about 10 minutes we'll be over halfway through, so in the next 10 minutes we'll probably see quite a lot of pit stops going on around the halfway mark of the race. Currently it's Smedegaard in third, and he's seems to be the cork in the bottle for all the guys behind. Not that he's slow, but they are all within half a second of each other behind him. So everybody matching his pace at the moment. Oh, a bit wide here through turn 1. Can Mukkonen get past? Yes, he does. Mukkonen was past, but he's on the outside now. Smedegaard retakes the position, but then needs to leave the door open once again for Mukkonen. So Pavel Mukkonen up into P3 now, almost 5 seconds behind from Korhonen. Are there any possibilities there? Yes, there are. We still have 35 minutes to go. Anything can happen. Wood down into P7 right now. He's right there, and P1 in the AM Cup. Binnersley in P13. I think he's in second in the AM Cup now. So getting some good points. We'll have to see how that plays out in the championship standings before next race at in Japan, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. Across the line for another lap. Mike Stoffmail has eked out the gap of almost 2 seconds now in front of Tom Korhonen. So the race lead seems to be quite safe at the moment. Question is, can Mukkonen, Smedegaard, Verstappen, Wood get closer to Korhonen for P2, or is that also a done deal? Pretty sure it's not a done deal yet, but we'll have to see. now gets a good run. Smedegaard goes a bit wide onto the grass in front. As we are running in sunset conditions here in China. Not cancelled by the coronavirus, this race. It's just virtual, so no harm done there. Konin ever so slightly closing that gap to Tom Korhonen in front, down. David Dorre following his countryman Christopher Strepe. So we already got a race 1 length done and dusted. Half an hour still to go. Oh, Verstappen up the inside, but a bit too wide there. Will he lose the position to Dorre? They are side by side, but Dorre has his nose in front and Verstappen loses the position, so that's what happens if you just make a tiny misjudgment or go for a gap that isn't really working. You lose the position. Verstappen now back down into P6. As Smedegaard comes into the pits, I was just a bit confused. But Smedegaard, the first one of the top 8 coming into the pits together with Tom Korhonen. Oh, I think, yeah, Smedegaard just a bit too far in his pit box. And Verstappen still side by side with Dorre. I think he will go through now. Oh. Side by side, so Dorre is still in front. And on the inside line there. Very nice battle here between the Belgians. The door is wide open for the inside line. Oh, very late braking there by Dorre. That will give Nigel Wood, I think, the opportunity to get past. No, it doesn't. Just a bit too slow for Nigel. Smedegaard gets out in P16, Korhonen is in P12, so slight difference, with Korhonen taking a good margin there over Smedegaard. The gap was not that big, I think, before the pit stops. We'll have to see how that plays out for Tom Korhonen, an early pit stop. The gap between Stoffel and Mukkonen, 6.2 seconds. And David Dorre also coming into the pits. Is there anyone else? Nope. The top 3 keep going. Nigel Wood as well. So the gap's now opening up, and this is the most important moment of the race. You need to get good laps in now, as quickly as you can. Especially for those staying out. You need to go as quickly as you can on those old tires. Where will Dorre come out? Tom Korhonen, he's already past the pit lane. Dorre comes out now. So that will be more of a battle with Smedegaard, I think. Smedegaard is a couple of seconds behind. Looks like Tom Korhonen had a blistering lap, a blistering pit stop. Let's hope he took enough fuel. I think the other guys will be coming in very soon now, as this track is really a tire eater, so I don't think anyone will be going too long, if at all possible. Pavel Mukonin with a 47.4 as the fastest lap for him. That's quite a bit quicker than Mike Stoffmeel's fastest lap. It's 48.0. So there might still be some possibilities. Pavel Mukonin comes in, Mike Stoffmeel comes in. Yeah, this is money time. Stoffmeel is in, Mukonin is in, Verstrepen is in, Wood is in. The whole top 4 is in the pits. Top 5, I must say, Greg Metcalf is still in. Also Miguel Abreu, Janko Glavac, everybody is in. Let's see where Tom Korhonen is and who gets out first. Mike Stoffmeel already out of the pit lane almost. Oh, he will take a big margin. Tom Korhonen joins in second spot, 3 seconds behind. So a good stops for both of those. Can Korhonen take advantage of rubbered in tires? Christopher Strepe is 7 seconds back from Tom Korhonen, so that gap has grown substantially. But most importantly, Verstappen is in front of Dore. That was not so before the pit stops. Pavel Mukonin P5 and Nigel Wood P6. Magnus Smedegaard and Metcalf in P7 and P8. And the gap to that P8 for Abreu and Glavac is smaller than before, so everything just closing up a little bit in the mid-pack. Can Tom Korhonen challenge Mike Stoffmeel on pure merit? They are on their own, 3 seconds apart. Who is the quicker driver of the two? Only 19 drivers still on the track at the moment, so quite a bit of dropouts here in the second race. Probably some drama. Our retirements are Armiento, Papai, Hughes, Heke, Mol and Rakuya. Simon Fillingham after that roll, still going, but he's now right in between that battle for the top 5 positions. And Smedegaard going very wide. Yeah, so Fillingham still going, doesn't have a big issue with his car. It seems he did roll it, but no biggie. And Albertini battling it out with Wesley Brooks. So Wesley Brooks, he was down in the P20s in the first race, now up into P13. So good run for him, and he's having some fun with Albertini in P14. The gap at the front growing to 3.6 seconds now. So Stoffmail has the advantage at the moment, the 47.0 for him on the last lap, and 47.9 for Korhonen on that last lap, so 1 second quicker, unfortunately, for Korhonen. Smedegaard is has his hands full with Nigel Wood in front. Gaps now evening out, although Albertini, let's go on board with him in the cockpit. Albertini versus Wesley Brook. Oh, a bit of a touch there, another touch. Calm down, I would say, just take it easy. There's still 20 minutes left on the clock. Around the outside, is that possible? No, it's not. Through the chicane. And on the power, games are death traps, in my opinion. Very quick, you need to commit, and then a hard braking zone just behind them. Always very, very tricky as well here. And balancing on the power, get your front tires to grip and get you turned in. Another lap of the Ningbo circuit on board with Salvage Albertini. So let's quickly go through the field, as I'm pretty certain we will still see some good action for the final 18 minutes of the race. Mike Stoffmail got into the lead after quite a bit of time. He had to try several times. Got past Tom Korhonen for the race lead. He's now 5.7 seconds in front of Tom Korhonen, who has a 4-second gap to Christopher Strepe, who has another 4-second gap to David Dore, who is not that lucky. He has Pavel Mukonin breathing down his neck. And Simon Fillingham in the Audi behind. That is a lapped car, and Mukonin having a look at the inside line. It's a very dangerous move, leaving that line open. David, I think David will lose. Yes, he does lose the position. Pavel Mukonin up into P4. Can he challenge David Christopher Strepen for the last podium spot? Anyway, Nigel Wood here in P6. He's just in between Dore and Smedegaard, and our AmCup leader at the moment. Smedegaard in 7th, Greg Metcalf in 8th, Nuno Miguel Abreu in 9th, and Janko Glavac only 1 second behind him in 10th position. Colin Barker is in 11th, Thiago Matos in 12th. He's followed by Wesley Brook, Albertini, and Binnersley has also joined that party. So this is still a four-way battle to watch for sure. Then we have a big gap to Kochurek, Simeon Naku, Simon Fillingham, as we saw, 1 lap down, and Ilio Fernandez as well, 1 lap down. is that battle between Binnersley, Albertini and Brook, with Thiago Matos just in front in the red, white and green Audi. Driving on board with the Hyundai, following the Honda and the Alfa Romeo. Bit of a touch there between Albertini and Brook in front. Again, attacking those curbs. Nice line for Binnersley. He's on the inside, on the power. Locking the brakes there. No ABS, remember. Not the perfect exit for Rick to maybe challenge Albertini in front. There is still time. These guys are... No, Matos in front. He is slightly pulling away, so this will not become a four-way battle at the moment. Dorre is having to defend from Wood and Smedegaard and Metcalf. So tight line there by Binnersley. Just need to try and get your opponent to second guess his line, and it's done. You can dive into that gap and take the position. Very smooth for Rick Binnersley. Having a look back from David Dorre, we see Wood and Smedegaard, and Metcalf and Smedegaard are side by side into turn 1. Metcalf is on the inside, and we have seen that is the best line to be in. Metcalf gets past Smedegaard. Done and dusted. This gives Nigel Wood a bit of a breathing space to maybe hunt down David Dorre in front. Gap at the front up to 9 seconds, but Christopher Strepe slowly but steadily getting closer and closer to Tom Korhonen. The gap now under 1 second. If they start battling, Pavel Mukonin will probably join in very, very quickly. We'll have to see about that, of course. And Glavac, he is right behind Abreu and Smedegaard, so he still has some potential to gain some spots, but Stoffmail, yeah, most probably winning this race if everything goes well. So I think that will be a lead change in the championship. Pretty certain of that. We'll have to confirm that in 2 weeks' time before the race, when we go through the standings, etc. Here is Verstappen versus Korhonen. Mukonin is right behind them in the black Cupra. 3 seconds, almost 4 seconds behind. That's nothing. Can evaporate very quickly if these guys start going side by side. As Glavac has gotten past Nuno Miguel Abreu for not the first time this race. Some smoke there from locking up the brakes. Bit of a bump there on Smedegaard by Glavac. Gap here between Korhonen and Verstrepen on board. Verstrepen is on the inside. If they get it right, we know what will happen up the inside. Verstrepen most probably getting the position. Yes, he does. It's that turn 2 that does it. That second left-hander seals the deal. So it's a 1-2 for the Belg and the Hollander. Championship leaders in the team's championship, and opening up that gap this way. Binnersley Albertini still raging on that battle, and the gap to Mukkonen behind, as you can see, has shrunk to about over 2 seconds. Korhonen going up the inside. Can he stay side by side? No, he needs to slot back in behind. And Janko Glavac got past Smedegaard as well, so Glavac up to P8. Very eventful race for him, but eventually a good result. And he still has 10 minutes to make up a 1.6 second deficit to Greg Metcalf, who is very closely following Nigel Wood. Let's quick look at that. No, sorry, it's Wood that is following Dore. Here it is. Oh, and this battle with Albertini and Binnersley has just, the party just got crashed by Wesley Brook, oh, who almost turns around Albertini. Very lucky not to get a big incident there. Back to our top 3, Korhonen. He's gonna get a visit from Pavel Mukkonen in the not too distant future. Can he hold on to the podium spot? Minutes left on the clock. The race lead seems to be safe for Mike Stoffmehl, but the rest of the field is still very much in the fight. Pavel Mukkonen, as you can see, half a second now behind Tom Korhonen. Nigel Wood still potentially getting past David Dore if everything goes well for P5 overall. That will be a very good result for him. Colin goes for the inside line. Did he break in time? Yes, he did. Yeah, that's Mukkonen up into P3. So the podium spots now covered by our same top 3 as in race 1, just another order. Nigel Wood versus David Dore. Wood is now actually in front. Yes, he is in front. He just got past David Dore after a small mistake there. So Wood up into P5, and that battle between Metcalf and Glavac behind is not letting up either. So the final 6 minutes of this race will be a real nail biter, that's for sure. People still locking up those brakes. Konin running away from Korhonen, so he did have some pace advantage. And Wesley Brook still trying to get past Rick Binnersley. He dropped back. He was in between Albertini and Binnersley. Dropped back now, but not giving up. And as I said, Glavac versus Metcalf on the outside line through turn 1. That will be very tough to muster, but he stays very close to Greg Metcalf. There will still be some action here in the next couple of minutes. Sure if any of these three drivers are streaming, but I think that will be a very entertaining stream to watch here for race 2. So look that up. Albertini, Binnersley or Brook, and Janko Glavac from the cockpit of that Hyundai. Up the inside, that's a bit of bumping. And Greg Metcalf gets it back in front. Oh, another touch. Glavac maybe a bit too eager there. And Greg taking it easy, braking in time. Glavac needs to try and set up this last corner well. Get side by side with Greg in the run up to turn 1, but Greg knows the drill. He covers the inside line very aggressively. That gets across. Would have stayed on the inside line, Greg, but still side by side. Next one is a right-hander. I think Greg has lost that position. Did he? Glavac is on the inside. Yeah, Greg lost that position. Just had to keep it a bit more defensive into turn 1, I feel, and they would have been able to block Janko Glavac behind. But Glavac up into P7 now. So now the closest battle on track is this one here, looking back from Albertini. It's Binnersley behind with Brook just behind him. It's Honda, Hyundai and Alfa Romeo. Christopher Stepe is setting blistering lap times here in these final stages of the race. Albertini, no, Binnersley almost getting past. side by side here. Binnersley cuts across. Does he get the braking right? Yes, he does. So Binnersley looks like finally he is at the top of this group with 1 minute left on the clock. And is he then the second place man in the AM Cup? Yes, it is. Nigel Wood in 5th. Overall is first in class. Binnersley is second in class. Let's have a quick look at where Stoffmail is with 50 seconds to go. So most probably we will have one more lap after this one. I think we'll have to see. If he manages to cross the line still before the timer runs out. The gap between Mukkonen and Verstrepen has come down quite significantly as well, only 1 second between them. Verstrepen has lost some time with lap traffic, it seems. A quick look. 7 seconds to go. So the next lap here will be the final lap as Stoffmail crosses the line with a 10-second gap in front of his teammate. Glavac has got up into P6 now as Metcalf, Abreu and Dore fall behind. So Glavac taking advantage of some drama there between those three drivers. And as the timer ran out, oh, very sorry, I got a bit confused there. The race has ended. Mike Stoffmail taking the win in front of his teammate Mike Verstrepen. Pavel Mukkonen finished in 3rd position. Tom Korhonen 4th. Nigel Wood 5th and 1st in his class in the AM Cup. Janko Glavac finally in 6th position. Greg Metcalf 7th. Nuno Miguel Abreu in 8th. Dore and Smedegaard rounding up the top 10. Then we have Colin Barker in 11th, Matos in 12th, Rick Binnersley indeed finishing at the top of this group. In 13th, Brook and Albertini behind him. David Kotsurek will finish in 16th position, Simeon Naiku in 17th, Simon Fillingham making it to the end of this race in 18th position, and Ilya Fernandez in 19th, missing his front splitter and bent steering or bent suspension at the front. Here's the final standings of the race, and as we saw, Pavel Mukkonen, fastest driver on the track with the fastest lap of 46.7, but Stoffmail and Verstrepen in the Cupras taking a 1-2 for their team. A very, very nice racing evening, good races all the way through the field. So these are the final standings from round 5 of the WTCR Championship. 28 drivers on the server. Quite a bit of DNFs here in that second round, but still very enjoyable racing. Good close fights and very close races for race 1 and race 2 actually. In 2 weeks time, on the 18th of March, we will travel to Japan for another race there, so if you want to join us for that, just subscribe to our channel and you will be notified of that stream when it goes up. A big congratulations to our race winners Pavel Mukkonen and Mike Stoffmail, and Nigel Wood for winning the 2 AM Cup races. We will have a look at the standings before the stream of the next race, and I'm quite sure there will be some changes there. We will have to see if the AM Cup leader is still Clive Britton or not, and whether Mike Stoffmail has dethroned Janko Glavac at the top of the Drivers' Championship. So that's all for me for today. Many thanks for watching. If you like what you've seen today, give the stream a thumbs up, And if you want to get racing with us, which is what we want, head on over to rrleagues.com and well, connect with us on Facebook, Discord, YouTube, whatever, and you'll be racing with us in no time. We have this WTCR championship, we have our GT3 championship running on Sundays, and then once a month we travel to the Green Hell, to the Nordschleife, for a multi-class endurance racing series. So there's something there for everybody. Also different racing abilities and speeds throughout the field, so everybody has someone to fight with. The best example was there in today's race. So that's it for me. Have a very nice evening and see you at least in 2 weeks' time. Bye bye.